Yes, 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 and we're back for another episode of A Day in Life. This is your man, Bonnet Man Beige.
It's your boy
So,
Frosted. You already know. We
you
here.
already know. And we have a special guest today, all the way from California, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody that we actually went to school with in college, and somebody that we're all proud of. He just took, his life and took it from Delaware, went over to the West Coast, and he's over there doing big things. We wanted to bring him on the episode today and just, speak some facts into us. What's going on, Kofi? How you feeling?
What's going on, y'all? Man, I ain't got an intro like y'all. We got Fries, we got Bonnet Man. This is royalty in the flesh, fitness at his best. King Kofi in the building. How y'all feeling?
Good, man. Good. We out here doing our thing. But I just want to start out, man, just so you know, like, I know you out there doing your thing. We're going to get into it, but I just want you to know how proud we are of you. It was a big, big step for you to just leave from Delaware and go out to the West Coast. And now, we see you on Instagram, we see you doing your thing and just excelling. It's like, to know that it's somebody that's close to you, it really makes you feel good about yourself to know that, you know what, my man is doing his thing, man. So I just want to start out with saying how proud we are, man.
I appreciate that, man. I definitely appreciate that, and how proud I am of you all. Day in the life, y'all are really just putting the pedal to the metal and killing it. From day one, you guys told me about the idea, and you guys have really just, you did the work. You didn't just talk about it. You talked about it, and you executed, and did the work. So I'm proud of y'all.
But how are you, though? How are you feeling? What's going on with you and your family? What's going on over there in Cali? How you feeling?
Man, parents, they in Delaware, so they in Delaware quarantined in. Brother and sister, they on the East Coast as well. They're all doing good. Just teaching their kids from home while they're working at home. So I'm just checking in for my brother and sister for their sanity, making sure they're good with their kids there 24/7. And on my part, all is well. Things have kind of slowed down with TMZ working there. So I'm just kind of working on journalism classes, writing articles myself, starting my own blog, which is going to be on my website. So that's going to be coming soon. Created Morning Cup of Kofi. So that's been going on long and strong. Come Walk with the King is another show I'm working on. Just working on a lot of different things of self-development, working on self-love, working on my passion projects, and working on my wallet as well, working on my pocket, making sure that my finances, my credit, and everything of that sort is in the right space. My loved ones on this side in Cali are doing well as well.
That's what's up, man. I was thinking about the other day and I was like, yo, we're doing an interview with Kofi. I'm like, remember them days we always going to gym and shit?
Mm-hmm.
Like after work, and we was on a schedule. Pull up, where you at? Gym. We did that for for a while.
Wow.
I'm like, Kofi was my gym partner now. It's like I'm dolo solo now, but it's all good. But I have a question for you though, Kofi. Why did you just get up and just say, let me just make this big of a change and go to Cali?
I mean, I feel like it was something that I thought about since I was a child. I grew up in Delaware, lived in Delaware, which is, of course, the first state, but one of the smallest states. And I just always knew I had to get out and see the rest of the world. My parents definitely, I didn't grow up in a poor situation, so my parents did take me to different places. I was, blessed. I'm definitely blessed. Not going to say I grew up and act like I grew up in the hood or anything of that sort. But just seeing other places let me know that I needed to live somewhere else. Growing up, didn't know what I wanted to do in a profession. So fast forward, when I found out that hosting is what I wanted to do, I knew that Delaware wasn't necessarily the place for that. I started off doing live events, as you all know. Family was all together at these live events at Lincoln, at other schools, in Delaware, in Philly, and things of that sort. And I felt like I hit a plateau as well. I was working a full-time job while I was also doing the hosting and everything of that sort. Did my research on how to make this a full-time profession because I wanted to be able to have that time to just work on my passion and have the rest of the time to show love to my loved ones. Research Ryan Seacrest, research Terrence J, research Arsenio Hall, and figured out, listen, you can either move to New York, Atlanta, or LA. I decided on palm trees. So I decided on palm trees, and listen, man, palm trees are good weather. While I'm hustling, I just decided to come out here and chase my dreams. And it's been one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. Not nearly one of the easiest situations. Probably the hardest time of my life, but one of the best decisions.
So to add on to that question, were there any fears? of moving there? Like fear of like failing or not meeting your goals and stuff like that?
Definitely. Delaware, life was set up well. You know, had the apartment, money was rolling in, had a good job, and of course, my parents, Ghanaian and South African, they don't understand any of this entertainment stuff, so they didn't really want me to go into that. So there was definitely a fear of getting off that plane and falling on my face, you know, and that happened. That happened. I got off the plane and I did fall onto my face. So yes, there was fear, and that fear ended up being real. But the reality of that fear was very temporary. Yes, when you go to chase your dreams, you're going to hit a couple rocks on the way up. You're going to cut yourself on the way up. You might fall on the way up. But just having that presence in my mind to keep going and understanding that, like, the only way you fail is by not moving. The only way you fail is by not getting back up and continuing to work.
Right.
That fear of failure, that fear of never making it to where I was going to be, it started to just disappear. And now I'm where I am today. Once again, working for TMZ. Had the pleasure of meeting a lot of celebrities. Had the pleasure to create, produce my own shows, and be a much better man than what I left.
I love it. I love it. I love how you said, not living in fear. There's a book I read called Outwitting the Devil that spoke about that. Say people live life on fear instead of faith, and we need to have faith more than fear. Because once we have that faith, we put the energy out into the universe, and then it just happens. Things have happened to fall in place.
Yeah.
And I'm just like you, Brand. I mean, I came from Barbados. Dom came from Jamaica. So we all here have that connection where we just uproot our lives and we take that chance someplace else.
Exactly.
And me, I don't feel like I'm done. I feel like my next step is to move to England. I want to move to Europe. I want to experience Europe.
Okay.
So that's something that I really want to do maybe after this pandemic. But I'm glad you mentioned TMZ. Like, tell us, how did you get involved with TMZ? Because for us, that's we see TMZ as a big thing. And
big brand.
To see you on there, man, it was just like, wow. Like, I know you struggle. We tend to see when people make it, but we don't see the road. They don't see the struggle they went through. And so I'm just asking, like, how did that go about? Like, what happened? How did that come? And then obviously you took a chance and you got it. So explain that. How did you get there?
So you want the long story or you want the short story?
I mean, we got all day, but I mean, give us the middle version.
The middle version?
Yeah.
I'm gonna try. I just feel like the most important part, like, not to sidetrack off the question, but growing up, we saw Michael Jordan. We saw a lot of these great athletes and entertainers, but we didn't see their journey, so we thought it was easy. The reason I say this is one of the best journeys of my life and one of the hardest times of my life is because I understood what the journey was. I understood why DJ Khaled said we the best, and DJ Khaled is so, like, just fearless, and he's unapologetic in how he moves. Meek Mills, why he wears all them chains, because you go through hell and back to get there. So we talked about hosting on the East Coast and everything of that sort. Came to LA, definitely thinking I'm going to come to the West. I already made some connections with frat brothers, and I'm going to come, and it's going to be instant, and I'm going to be on BET, whatever the case may be, in a matter of minutes.
Right.
I'm here to tell you that very well can happen, but that's not what my story was, and that's not a lot of other people's stories.
Right.
Came into the West, had a scholarship to acting school, so I was able to have some housing. Had housing at this acting school, was taking classes for a semester, but I wasn't having the time to make the connections I needed to do to get to what I came there for. Met some great gentlemen that work Issa Rae. They have a production called Giants of Series that's now on TV1 Clio TV. Worked with them, did production assistant work with them, and still have them connected to this day. We'll talk about that a little later. Then right before I dropped out of school, I got an internship with the LA Clippers. So I got an internship with the LA Clippers. I was able to work with them for a while. I was helping coordinate the production with them, worked with members from Black Eyed Peas, so many other people, Soulja Boy, a couple other people in that time. Was able to meet LeBron James in that time as well. Not Kawhi Leonard, because I was before Kawhi came there, but was able to work with a lot of people in that internship time. Created opportunities for myself. These were my first hosting opportunities. where I was able to host the event speaking to students with the LA Clippers. The LA Clippers were, of course, giving back to the youth in the city of Los Angeles. So we would speak to them about the importance of going to high school, going to college, finishing their education, and just navigating life. If they wanted to have a life in sports and entertainment, then we would provide them the opportunities and the avenues to talk to them people in the big rooms. Through all that, I was homeless. Through that time, I was homeless for about close to a year. Close to a year. So don't get me wrong, I wasn't living out on the street for close to a year. People look at homelessness as being out on the street. I was just, trying to find houses to stay at week to week, day to day, trying to find places. Yeah, Cass was looking out for me. But there was times where, I did sleep on the street. There was times where I did sleep in the car when my car got there 9 months later. In the midst of that time, there was a lot of like, damn, did I make the right decision? I had in my apartment, I had a place, I had the home team, places to people to rely on when I was back home.
Right.
Didn't really have that out here. So still interning with the Clippers, doing my thing with them. But I'm just hosting events here and there. Still trying to find my way. Towards the end of my internship with the LA Clippers, I was able to find housing. So I was staying by Egypt Ali, which is somebody y'all should interview as well. Egypt Ali is Dustin Fowler. He was former Mr. Lincoln. He's also Alpha as well. I was able to stay by him for a little bit, stay by his house for a while. And there was one day I was just, promise you, we about to get to TNC real quick. But there was one day I was sitting at the crib because the Clippers was a part-time job. Sitting at the crib trying to find like a full-time situation or trying to find a situation to get me closer to my dreams. I saw an audition, and this was an audition for a host position, but the audition didn't say who you were going to be able to be hosting for. So I did the audition, sent it in, and then I get a call at 10 p.m. like, this is your lucky day. So that was Adidas. So I get a call from Adidas, and Adidas says, we want you to be a brand ambassador / host for us for All-Star Weekend. So got connected with them for All-Star Weekend, had the pleasure of meeting Kanye West, James Harden, doing a commercial with Pharrell during that John as well. So this is when things started to look up. So fast forward, started doing events with the Adidas as well, doing things with the LA Clippers, doing things with Adidas, connected with them. The LA Clippers connection then pushed me to be able to do my first red carpet event with Meta World Peace, Ron Artest. So I did that with Ron Artest with the Bleacher Report. Did that red carpet, interviewed a lot of great people. So now my resume is building up. Now I don't have just a live event hosting. I have red carpet hosting. I have working with a big brand like Adidas. I have the LA Clippers under my belt. So now I'm starting to catch traction. Then I hosted Cali Greek Picnic that summer as well. So that's for like AGP, ATL Greek Picnic. Hosted Cali Greek. Now the traction is really, really building. So then I have a connection at Bell State by the name of Shanika Taylor, who works at TMZ now. She's now on Quibi. So check out Quibi. Y'all know about Quibi?
I heard about it.
We'll talk about Quibi. But yeah, Quibi, that's TMZ has a new show on there. She's on there right now doing a thing 5 days a week. But she said that they had an opening at TMZ, and this is midway through the summer. So September, she had referred me. I have another connection there that referred me. And then with my resume of Adidas, with the LA Clippers, with the live event hosting and everything I had been doing prior to that, when I walked in for my interview, I came in with the 4-piece, 5-piece suit. And the manager just said, not a question of like, what are your greatest strengths or your greatest weaknesses, whatever the case may be. He just said, when can you start? So
that's love.
That was it. Yeah.
You touched on mentality. How are you doing right now mentally? Because a lot of people are being affected. This is a question I'm asking people in interviews. People are being affected now financially. They've been affected physically because, they're gaining weight, can't work out. But people are really touching based on mentally. How are you mentally right now during this whole pandemic?
I say I'm chilling. Like, honestly and truly, I'm good. I feel like my storm hit before the pandemic hit. My storm, mental health wise, like as I was hinting to earlier, like chasing your dreams, you're gonna go through a lot of anxiety. You're gonna have depression. You're gonna have a lot of things going on within you. It's important that through that you gotta work through those things. Don't try to block it. If you have anxiety, learn how to work through your anxiety. If you can get, a therapist, get a therapist. If you can't, there's a lot of tools you can use out there to work through those things. So I work through my anxiety. That's something that you live with. I mean, I'm not sure. Do y'all deal with that?
Oh yeah,
anxiety.
Yeah, that's. I think that's like a normal. It's normal for people just to feel that way when it comes to certain stuff. Yeah, like it's just how you deal with it.
Yeah, anybody with goals and dreams that outlive themselves gonna have anxiety because when you sit down, you say, "All right, I want to do this," and you have a bigger vision than what people already have for you. That's where you're gonna get anxiety because it's like you said, the people that support you don't want you to fail, but this is not for me. I want more. They want you to be here, but you want to be here. So in the middle, when you're trying to get there, you're gonna face those trials and tribulations. That's when the anxiety kicks in. Like, damn, did I make the wrong choice? Like you mentioned earlier. So anybody that wants more for themselves will always go through that anxiety stage.
Yeah, and they definitely got to learn how to handle it when they face like adversity or disappointment. It's like that's when it hits you the most, and it's like, bro, how do I challenge my mind to like, you know what? Let me not be down on myself. Let me not think this way. It's like
exactly.
It's every time you do something and you face an obstacle, your mind's gonna tell you, all right, I've been here before. What should I do? So it's like you got to keep training your mind. Whenever you come against something that's hard, you can find a way to navigate around it to feel better or do better. So it's like I said, it's up to the person how you handle stuff. And there's like when I said to myself, there's nothing too hard that you can't handle. You feel me? So
exactly,
you just got to do what you can to make it work.
Exactly. So that was, essentially, you all answered my question and your question as well. Like it's an ongoing work. Anxiety is and depression and things of that sort. But like you said, the perfect reference was you've been here before. 9 times out of 10, you've been through a different pandemic, a different quarantine before. So the reason I say I'm chilling is because the storm done already been here. So we gonna get through it and we gonna be all right. And what I do to combat mental health and to help others with mental health because of what I went through and what I continue to work through is a morning cup of Kofi. That's the reason I created that. Because a way that helps me is peer therapy, being able to have conversations like this. Because if you see, maybe you haven't been through it yet, somebody else has been through it. Just knowing that you two have been through it or he or she has been through it kind of calms you down a little bit. So those are all things I'm doing right now, and we all in the pandemic. So shoot, we might as well laugh, enjoy. These are times we're never gonna forget. So we might as well just spread love. Don't spend your stimulus on on some new J's. Spend it on fixing your credit and just have a good time. That's all.
Right.
Or give it to your baby mama if you hold child support.
Hey,
exactly.
Yes, Benjamin, you heard that, right?
If you owe child support.
We actually had a family lawyer on here for an interview too.
Oh wow!
Yeah, we touching everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all touching all bases.
Touching all bases. You mentioned that you do the morning cup of Kofi and you open up and tell people your story. I've come to realize in books that I've read that people normally feel comfortable opening up to you when they also hear what you have to say first. So, like, let's say me and you're gonna feel comfortable opening to me if I tell you my problems. Because then when you understand where I'm coming from and my hurt, it taps into that empathy inside of you, and then you will express your hurt. If I just come to you like, yo, what's going on? You're going to be like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Because I seem like I'm good, so you're good. But if I come like, Kofi, I'm not doing too good, bro, then it's tapping into the empathy inside of you, and then you're going to be able to push me and then also tell me what you're going through. So that's something that I've been learning. Like, people love to talk about themselves, but you gotta talk about you first. Open up that your can, and then their can will open up. So that one cup of Kofi, man, that's you're going good things with that one. In tune, I'm gonna just finish this last question. Obviously you have had mentors, right?
Yeah.
So now as you're growing, you're gonna have people that need to be mentored by you. What would you say to somebody that is in college right now and wants to follow in your footsteps and wants to make that jump from East Coast to West Coast, or somebody on the West Coast that just wants to say, you know what? Forget the 9-to-5 finance. I want to get into entertainment. What advice would you give them?
I would say to the we're gonna do it in 2 parts. I would say to the college student, start now. all you need, what we've learned through this quarantine, is that all you need is a phone in front of you, and we all got phones. So if you desire to be an entertainer, an actor, there's no reason why you shouldn't be creating your own social media little acting things and get that going, get that little content flowing. If you want to be a host, there's no reason why you shouldn't be doing interviews or finding avenues to host. If you're a comedian, same thing. And we can go so on and so on and so on and so on. If you're a writer, Google. There's really no reason that you should not be able to start mastering your craft before you head into the big leagues, which is LA, Atlanta, New York. You are who you are before you really are. As soon as you say it, you're that. And that's really it. As soon as you say you're a host, you're a host. As soon as you say you're an actor, you're an actor. Don't wait for the Oscar. Don't wait for the Emmy. Don't wait for the big TV show. Don't wait for the award to say that you are that. You are that. You embody that. And then the world will get out of your way.
Mm-hmm. Always be one step at a game, man. That's all.
Yeah, so, I mean, I guess I'm going to leave it at that.
I love it, man. I love it. Anyways, Kofi, I just want to thank you, brother, for coming on the show. You guys have heard it here first. Somebody that started out at Lincoln, started out in Delaware, took his life, went over to the West Coast, struggled, internships, was homeless for a while, and now you're working at TMZ, you have your morning cup of Kofi, you have your website, and you're just doing big things. You're just a true testament to starting from the bottom, and you're still getting there. You're not there yet, because I know you have goals and aspirations, but you're still getting there, bro. So I just want to thank you for taking your time out to come on this episode for us and blessing your brothers with the episode. Without further ado, this has been A Day in Your Life. Your boy Bonnet Man Beige.
It's your boy Frosty. You already know.
Yes, sir.
So real quick before we leave, tell them your Instagram, tell them your website. Talk to the people real quick.
What's going on, y'all, man? This has been A Day in the Life. Shout out to my guys doing this amazing production. You can follow me on Instagram at I am King Kofi. You can follow me on Twitter at I am King Kofi, and so on and so on. All at I am King Kofi. The website is comewalkwiththeking.squarespace.com. So make sure you guys follow me on there. Check out A Morning Cup of Kofi coming on Mondays, Wednesdays, and on Fridays. Make sure you come and watch us spill the beans. So spill the beans. We're gonna have different people come on. We're gonna have these guys come on. They don't know yet, but they're gonna spill the beans on A Day in the Life. And people are spilling the beans on just life's journeys, whether it's you being a doctor, whether it's you being a lawyer. We're going to spill the beans on how you get to your next level. So that's it. Come walk with the king.
You heard it, guys. You heard it. Make sure you like and subscribe to the video. Everybody got a story to tell. We're here to share it. This has been A Day in Your Life.
We out.